creativity, and innovative solutions that have brought you this far. And we are excited to see what your solutions present. Remember, your journey in this challenge is just the beginning. And we at Ecobank are committed to supporting you all of the way. Again, we have at this point the pleasure to acknowledge the invaluable support of partners to the Ecobank Fintech Challenge. And there are many of them. They include Huawei, Propaco, Tech Cabal, AfriLabs, Africa Fintech Network, Blue Space, MEST, Expand in Africa, Founders Factory, ALX Sand Technologies, Niger Startup, and Confidence. Please give them a round of applause, please. Your expertise and resources have been instrumental in making this challenge a success. Ecobank Nigeria is fully committed to working with Ecobank Group to provide market access to these innovative solutions that emerge from this challenge. We believe that by fostering collaboration between traditional banking and fintech innovations, we can create a more inclusive, efficient, robust, and vibrant financial ecosystem for all Africans. As we embark on this exciting day of showcasing innovation, I encourage all participants to engage fully, share ideas, and seize the networking opportunities presented. The connections and network you achieve and make here could be the catalyst for future collaborations and groundbreaking innovations. Once again, I welcome you all officially to the Ecobank Fintech Challenge 2024 semi-final event. May the best innovators rise to the top, and may we all be inspired by the innovative solutions that will emerge from this challenge. Thank you, God bless, and let's have a fantastic event. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please put your hands together. All right, thank you very much, sir. All right, I'm sure that we're all excited now. We have a sense of what's to come. It's going to be a fantastic day, as I've said before. Next up, we have a panel discussion, and I think I spoke a bit about this earlier. The panel discussion is about fostering fintech innovation and competition, the role of partnerships and incentives. All right, we've put together some of the brightest minds, some of the most impressive people to talk to us about this particular topic. So I hope you're excited. I hope you have your jotting materials. It's going to be a great time. All right, and to start us off, I welcome the moderator. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as I welcome Lady K. Please, a round of applause. Introduces the panel. Please keep clapping until she gets to her seat. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. I'm smiling because my uncle is sitting in front here. Hello, everyone. My name is Lady K. I am your moderator for today. To our affiliates in the francophone-speaking countries, salut, je m'appelle Lady K. Je suis votre moderateur pour aujourd'hui. Yes, thank you. I practiced, okay. I would like to introduce my panelists, and they're going to come up and call their names. Oluwole Alade Komo and Babatunde Akin Moses. Thank you. Is the mic tripping? Is the mic tripping? No? Thank you. So I've been told we have 20 minutes, so I do want to read their bios, and we're going to get right into the conversation. Starting with Michael Oluwole. He is co-founder and COO, Touch and Pay Technologies, which I'll be referring to as TAP. TAP describes themselves as a new age IT company that is dedicated to quality and innovation in the world of digital technology services. TAP provides diverse financial and digital services to clients in sectors such as identity management, transportation, and agency services. Then we have Tomiwa Aladekomo, CEO, Big Cabal Media. BCM is a technology and media company that creates and publishes digital content in various categories like technology, business, lifestyle, culture, politics, and music. Big Cabal Media is a parent company of Zikoko, Tech Cabal, and Cabal Creative. Zikoko and Tech Cabal are two widely read publications, and they publish high engagement content for African audiences and anyone else who wants to know about our culture. And finally, Babatunde Akin Moses, CEO, Sycamore. Sycamore is a fintech startup that operates a financial marketplace for lenders and borrowers. Sycamore's marketplace caters to both individuals and businesses who need access to loans or want to make returns. The fintech company has a clever 1-8-10 vision statement that drives them to attain the following sustainable development goals. SDG 1, no poverty. SDG 8, decent work and economic growth, and SDG 10, reduced inequalities. Please clap for our panelists. Thank you. Okay, let me begin my... Apologies to the affiliates, by the way. We're very sorry for starting late, but we're going to jump right in. So my first question I'm directing at Michael and Babatunde. What is your definition of fintech innovation, and can you tell us how your company is contributing to fintech innovation in Nigeria? So it's a two for.
Good afternoon, everybody, again. Thank you, Ecobank, for giving us this opportunity here. Fintech innovation, or definition of innovation, is not always necessarily reinventing the wheel. And I would probably use our company as an example. Our flagship product is the Cowrie card, which is used on every public sector transport, especially in Lagos and even outside Nigeria. And the idea is not novel. There's Oyster card, there's Octopus card already. However, the novel part of it is the first time that a contactless payment card is now working offline. We pride ourselves in the fact that we are the first company to do tap in, tap out, meaning you can get change back on your card. So the idea I want to pull out of that is the ability to adapt even innovations that have been done in other parts of the world to your surrounding, to our Nigerian everyday needs. If you want to bring digital technology to Nigeria, we know that network is not everywhere. So how can we make digital payment possible? We know that digital payment is not just for the elite. How can I make sure that an average trader can still have a payment or can pay digitally, especially on the chaotic public sector transport in Lagos? So that's my definition for fintech innovation.
Thank you. Yes, that was a good response. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really like Michael's answer. I think that term itself is a combination of different things, fintech. So we have financial, we have technology, and I think it pretty much speaks for itself in terms of like, you have two industries coming together. And I think if you speak to some people, they will talk about the fact that fintech is like an industry for some, but for other people it's more functional, right? So when did fintech actually start? Is it with the new age startups, or is it with the remitters, system specs rather? Or is it even with the Finacles and the Flex Cubes? Because before, if you wanted to go to a bank, you would have to get a tally and you'd wait for it at a bank for maybe 30 minutes before you get attended to. And then systems made it possible, for us to transact from anywhere. And now we even want it instantly. So you could actually argue that fintech goes, way back, right? Even if we've modernized it and we made it cool with our startups and Series A and Series B now. But I think in that sense, even what we are doing now, and even from right then, you could argue that it's actually an innovation, and we're actually making it better. So what at Sycamore, for instance, We connect lenders to borrowers, and we're really just making it really super fast for people to get access to loans, really, because it might take longer. It used to take a lot longer before, but now from the comfort of your home, you could do that, and that is fintech innovation. Thank you.
Nice, thank you. Yeah, please, we can clap. So this question is directed to all three, but I would like Tomiwa to lead the conversation here. So my question is, how has your experience in the industry shaped your perception or shaped the way you think about traditional financial models versus what is coming out now? As TAP describes itself as new age, I really like that. But when you think about how long Tech About has been reporting and seeing where things are now, how has that shaped your perception?
Thanks. Thank you for having me. I think it's been really interesting to see sort of the more established organizations that have built the rails of the financial system engage with startups to push new products, to reach new customers, and to just create new conveniences. So the trade-off, and I think the place where the real opportunity has been, is institutions have the rails, they've built established infrastructure, and then new customers, the fintechs or the new players have the opportunity to either bring new customers into the system by building new services, new solutions that the established institutions don't already provide, or to ride the rails and the existing customer bases of the existing institutions and bring new offerings to those existing audiences. So sometimes in partnering with a fintech, you're acquiring new audiences. So you think about like the virtual accounts and the way, whether it's a PiggyVest or Paystack, just a range of different fintechs have been able to essentially open new accounts for people who wouldn't have accounts otherwise by using virtual accounts provided by established institutions. And those fintechs won't be able to open those accounts directly. They're not able to, a lot of them aren't able to take deposits. And so that partnership is valuable. They've brought in millions of people into the financial system who previously weren't. On the flip side, you then have some partnerships where the opportunity is to provide a service, and maybe TAP might be an example of that, is to provide a service for people who are already in the financial system. And so I think that can be quite a useful sort of push and pull. The other thing, obviously, with fintechs or new age companies is speed to market and a dedication to experimentation. And so there's a lot, traditional financial institutions are heavily regulated. The risk function is an extremely serious one in a bank the size of Ecobank. And so it's like, that's what you've had. Let somebody outside the building experiment with it, because my depositors don't want us, taking those risks with their money. And so what you have with fintechs is, yeah, actually, we'll take a flyer on it, and sometimes they succeed, and you have whatever the next water wave, the next whatever it is, and sometimes they die 18 months later. Which, and I will say this as somebody who covers the industry, frequently seems people are like really, really mad that those people took $2 million and they crashed out in 18 months. But that's the price of innovation. Sometimes you experiment with things, you try them, and the market's not ready, the audience isn't there, the reality of the solution doesn't fit. And I think that risk-taking is essential, that some startups will experiment with what might seem like outlandish solutions, but when they work, are incredible. But you want it to be boxed in versus, a giant bank, taking a risk that sinks them. Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, if I could quickly chime in, what I'll probably do is to put live examples to some of the things that he has mentioned. And I'll, again, use myself an example again. I'll just throw 3 examples. We see the banks, especially as our senior brothers, but there's no way that we're going to be able to scale across every sector without the infrastructure for fintechs to reinvent the wheel. So we're never in competition with a bank. In fact, we're working together. Example 1, today I have well over 4.5 million users in 4 years rather. And these people do their cards every day to get on the bus. The money has to sit somewhere. For me to hold the money, I have to become a bank. Why do I want to carry that headache? I have to work with a bank. Now, just like he has mentioned, they can load via virtual accounts, they can load via the bank's agency banking, so I do need to reinvent the wheel. The second is I work with the bus operators. Before today, the bus operators or the bus owners, they don't have data because you getting on the bus is always pure cash transactions. Now I have that data. I can aggregate that data and tell the bank that, oh, this guy is credit-worthy for a loan, right? Now, this is me and the bank working together. The third is even the customer. I can talk to the customer. Today we started a product, we called it Never Be Stranded. What we did was you can enter a bus and we study your data for about 6 months for you using it consistently. It means that I know you. Then I can give you a small credit of 1,000 naira, meaning that you can run your card into negative, just like an overdraft. I know you because of that data. I 4.5 million people. I come to my big brother, that guys, these are these people. So just to really buttress what he has done, these are live examples of working together with the financial institution to create new ideas, new innovations to better serve the people.
Do you want to add anything? Yeah. Okay, so I had, Babatunde, I'm going to start with you. Can you talk about any partnerships that you've come into with an established financial institution that has moved the needle for your company? Like you've actually seen positive returns from that partnership?
Yeah, I mean, several examples. We've had to partner with commercial banks, especially when we started before we're licensed. As Michael and Tomiwa said, the money has to sit somewhere. I'm one of the few people that never really even bought that argument of, fintechs are going to displace banks or anything like that, because the truth is, even by law, there are certain things fintechs can't even do. And even if we leave law aside, there are certain kind of transactions that a lot of fintechs can't do. Somebody has to give Dangote a loan, and I don't know how many fintechs have the balance sheets to, do those kind of transactions, right? So there are different market segments. I think for us, we've partnered with fintechs we've partnered with banks. We even have banks as part of our debt providers. So we have overdrafts with the banks. Again, big brother, uncle, daddy, everything. So we work with the banks, right? I don't think it's not a kind of, I don't think it's a negative type of competition. We collaborate. You can, finance Dangote. I'll finance the guy down the street and everybody's happy. That's how I see it.
Yeah, great. So Pamela, my question for you was, what partnership have you seen between an FI and a fintech that has moved the needle for you or that has stood out to you? So you mentioned virtual accounts in PiggyVest, right? They are working with a commercial bank to make that happen. Do you have any other similar examples that you've experienced yourself?
I think, I'm primarily covering these things, but experiencing them. TechAbout doesn't do ourselves. I think there's an example that he mentioned that I think is really interesting in terms of the future. And this isn't a specific example, but it's an area that I think is really interesting as we move forward, which is what's described as embedded finance. And it's the idea that each of the people providing services to the end customer are acquiring all this data that's interesting from the customers. And that's whether it's going to allow you finance or offer them credit because you have their records, or it's to figure out what the next set of services that you have to offer them are. I think that's really interesting, and I think that's a place that, and I'm not quite answering your question because I think this is a bit more future-looking. It's interesting for me in terms of how the established financial institutions get more data and better understanding of the customers in the market and figure out what the next set of services they need to be offering them, what the next set of opportunities to partner with them are. And I think that sort of embedded finance, the people who are closest to the customer, having access to that data, figuring out, and then partnering with the banks or the established financial institutions to offer those services, I think that's a really, really interesting sort of kind of a future-looking opportunity. I think the other future-looking opportunity that is quite interesting is just scale.